Inventory management refers to the process of ordering, storing, and using a company's inventory, raw materials, components, and finished products. A company's inventory is one of the most valuable assets. In retail, manufacturing, food service, and other inventory intensive sectors, a company's inputs and finished products are the core of its business, and a shortage of inventory when and where it's needed can be extremely detrimental. At the same time, inventory can be thought of as a liability, but not in a pure accounting sense. A large inventory carries the risk of spoilage, theft, damage, or shifts in demand. Inventory must be insured, and if it is not sold in time, it may have to be disposed of at a clearance prices or simply destroyed. Inventory classification techniques. In management of inventories, the firm's objective should be in consonance with the wealth maximization principle. To achieve this, the firm should determine the optimum level of investment in inventory. To deal with the problems of inventory management effectively, it becomes necessary to be conversant with the different techniques of inventory control. Although the concepts involved in inventory management are production-oriented and not strictly financial, it is important that financial manager understands them since they have certain built-in financial costs. Let's see the different tools of inventory control. ABC analysis. The materials are divided into a number of categories for adopting a selective approach for materials control. It is generally seen that in manufacturing concerns, a small percentage of items contribute large percentage of value of consumption, and large percentage of items of material contribute a small percentage of value. In between these two limits, there are some items which have almost equal percentage of value of materials. Under ABC analysis, the materials are divided into three categories: A, B, and C. Past experience has shown that almost 10% of the items contribute to 70% of the value of consumption, and this category is called A category. About 20% of the items contribute about 20% of value of consumption, and this is known as B category materials. Category C covers almost 70% of items of materials which contribute only 10% of value of consumption. There may be some variations in different organizations, and an adjustment can be made to these percentages. VEG analysis. In this analysis, the items are classified on the basis of their criticality to the production process or other services. In the VED classification of materials, V stands for vital items, E stands for essential items, D stands for desirable items. Vital items are stocked in adequate number to ensure smooth and risk-free operation of plant. In other words, without such items, the production process would come to a standstill. Essential items are those whose stock out would adversely affect the efficiency of the production system. Although the production system would not stop for want of these items, yet their non-availability might cause temporary losses in or dislocation of production. The D or desirable class of items are those which are required but do not immediately cause a loss of production. The VED analysis is done in respect of spare parts. However, this VED classification can also be done in the case of critical raw materials which are difficult to obtain also. GOLF classification, GOLF classification of inventory items is done considering the nature of suppliers. As the source of supply of different items are different, with a view to determining the lead time, the order quantities, safety stock, and terms of purchase and payment. Here, under this classification, the G stands for government controlled supplies, O stands for open market supplies, L stands for local supplies, and F stands for foreign market supplies. XYZ analysis. It is based on the closing inventory value of different items. Such classification is done every year at the time of annual stock taking, and items having highest inventory valuation are classified as X, while those with low investment in them are termed as Z items. The other items are Y items, whose inventory value is neither too high nor too low. This type of analysis is particularly useful in identifying the items requiring maximum care and attention during the storage. SDE classification. Under this analysis, S stands for scarce items which are in short supply. D refers to the difficult items, meaning items that might be available in the indigenous market but cannot procured easily, while E represents easily available items, maybe from the local market. HML classification. HML classification is similar to the ABC classification except for the fact that instead of consumption value of items, their unit values are considered here. Items are classified on the basis of their unit value into high value items, medium value items, and low value items. This type of analysis is used in keeping control over material consumption at the departmental level. For example, gold, which is high value item, will be classified as high, and coal, which is a low value item, will be classified as L, that is low value item. SOS classification. This analysis is based on the nature of suppliers and period of their availability. This is useful for deciding the time of purchase or procurement so that the cost of materials and the holding cost may be balanced. Hence, the two classes are S, seasonal items, and OS, which stands for off-seasonal items, that is the items available throughout the year. Next, FNSD classification. Based on the consumption pattern of the items, the FNSD classification calls for the classification of items as F, fast moving items, N, normal moving items, S, slow moving items, and D, dead items or non-moving items. Cutoff points of these classes are usually in terms of number of items issued during the last few years. This helps in preventing obsolescence and ensures disposal of dead stock. Some authors classify the items as FSN, where F stands for fast, S stands for slow moving, and N stands for non-moving materials and parts. This will automatically reduce the inventory costs. Economic order quantity, also known as optimum order quantity. A decision about how much to order has great significance in inventory management. The quantity to be purchased should neither be too small nor too big because of buying and carrying cost of materials are very high. EOQ is the size of the lot to be purchased which is economically viable. This is the quantity of materials which can be purchased at minimum cost. Generally, EOQ is the point at which inventory carrying costs are equal to order costs. In determining EOQ, it is assumed that the cost of managing inventory is made up of solely two parts, that's ordering cost and carrying cost. Let's look at the practical way of EOQ. EOQ practically can be calculated using one simple formula, square root of 2AO by C. Here A stands for annual consumption or the annual requirement or annual demand, and O stands for ordering costs per order, while C stands for carrying cost per unit. Let's look at a small problem. The finance department of the corporation provides the following information. Carrying cost per unit of inventory is rupees 10, cost per order is 20, the number of items required is 30,000 units, from which you have to determine EOQ and the total number of orders to be placed in a year and time gap between two orders. So EOQ is equal to square root of AO by C. We have the square root 2 multiplied with the quantity required, that's 30,000 units, multiplied with the 20, the ordering cost per order, and divided by the carrying cost, which is 10. So square root of 12 lakhs, so it comes to 346 units.